Good evening, Jets of Times fans. Welcome to week 3 of the Async weekly tournament. Tonight we have featured runners, the Pharrell, Takanu, Aku Heist, and Lord Batsy. This is standard boss randomizer flags, and we should be seeing all these runners starting up very soon. So, with these kind of flags, you're typically wanting to find a couple of early things. You typically want to find some decent dual text to get your clears out. You want to find your early seeds. Hopefully you can get either one of those quick runs, like going through Magus' castles nice and quickly, or getting an early gate key, an early pendant. Something that gives you a lot of safety, a lot of just great times in general because of how many open spots that it enjoys. So today, all runners are going to be starting with both Robo and Frog. And those runners are going to be listening through this 40-second cutscene. Now, we have seen some nasty stuff on Xena Bridge. I don't know how many players are going to do the early Cathedral skip, how many players are going to go through Kathy, how many players potentially grab that third character and do something like an early desert play at this point, because you can. You get an early water too, you've got Robo here, so you can actually do an early desert check.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some interesting paths you can take with this as your starting duo. Unless there's an early gate key somewhere, I do expect we will see people dive into Cathedral just to get at least a third character. But maybe we'll find an early gate key and go get someone level 15 off the Dactyl Nest.
So we see a little bit of variance here. We see the early check from Aku going into Desert. We see Pharrell grabbing the Sun Palace power tab. And we have some shop checks from Lord Batsy.
Yeah, just a little bit of variance. Going into the desert gives you access to better gear, possibly. Going into the forest gives you tech points, so you can unlock some techs. I didn't see anyone actually check their techs to see like if Water 2 is going to be a top tech, but
sadly, I did not either. That got skipped by, I believe, Takanu, and went straight for the increased battle speed. So
yeah. Alright, we see Frog Squash and Cure Beam, so no good early techs. The best gear I saw out of the desert was a white vest.
Oof. With Laser Spin and Cure 2 coming up, that is unfortunate.
Laser Spin's good enough early. If you could get Laser Spin, you can one-shot the Nagas, you can one-shot almost everything in Cathedral that's not a boss.
I mean, the other advantage is it is pretty cheap for a Room Wild AoE.
I'm just shocked that we haven't seen anyone check the snail stop. Alright, there's Laser Spin for Lord Batsy. So there's a early clear. And at least 2 people are into 1000 AD. And our first snail stop look is on Akuhesh in the bottom left. And there's a bent hilt. We have a frog. That's kind of tempting. I can't tell if he actually bought it or not.
I'm pretty sure he did.
He did? Wow. So, I don't know that I agree with buying the bent hilt straight out, unless you're just afraid you're going to forget that you had it. Because it doesn't do anything for you now, and that gold could be spent on mid-tonics.
Mid-tonics, ethers,
revives,
heals, shelters, potentially a red vest.
Yeah, and everyone who didn't go to the desert is now diving into the desert because we have very poor techs. And our next item is a hero. Wow, are we going to get the godly trio of hero metal, bent hilt, and broken blade in the first 3 checks?
That... Ooh,
Now,
That's a worrying thing for me because that means Frog's gonna be in your party the entire time.
but having the hero blade now means Frog for the entire game has sun specs. He has auto shield. He has auto barrier. He's got, well, once you get a Masamune or a Grand Leon, he's got improved crit chance.
Is it Sun Specs? I thought it was Prism Specs with shield and barrier.
No, it's just sun specs.
Okay.
Both it and Robo's Ribbon give sun specs to their respective characters.
Okay. So I was misinformed on that one. Thank you.
Now we see Tekenu is taking the market fight in Medina Village, as is Akuhesh, looking to get more tech points. You see Lord Batsy says no to the bit hilt. And the Pharaoh is heading into the Curse Woods before getting his hero medal, so he's going to have to come back. There is a weapon for Frog in there.
Steel Saber, it's not the best item, but it is still an upgrade. It's going to get you through the Naga fight a little bit faster. You're not going to have that tech, and Chrono is in the burrow, so...
If we do find the bent blade right after our next check, that means your party for a Magus Castle Go mode could be Chrono, Robo, Frog. They share a triple tech, I think. But now I can't remember what it is. It may be like 3D. You may get 3D attack
right now. Give me a second. I got you.
No, 3D attack may be Frog, Chrono, and Ayla. Because it's triple kick coming down the center. I feel like they have a triple tech, but my thought was, it's going to be something related to Cyclone, but I don't know what it would be from Frog then.
It is triple raid.
Triple
Cyclone,
raid.
Robo Tackle and Slurp Cut. So kind of a weaker tech.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. I mean, I would kind of like I would kind of like to see it just because we would probably never ever see it otherwise. But
it's a lot better than people give it credit for. But it's still like when you compare to what kind of Robo or Chrono can get from their dual techs, it's nothing to write home about, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, Frog and Chrono's dual techs are all based on having Frog early, and thus they're not actually all that good. As we see, Tekenu is the first into the Cathedral, and even with a crit is not able to one-shot a Naga Ed.
Oof. That is unfortunate. And is that with the Steel Saber that we saw earlier?
No, I don't think Tekenu has the Steel Saber.
That's right. Only Pharrella does because he went and grabbed that from the burrow earlier.
Right. We do see Lord Batsy, though, breaking out the laser spin and one-shotting the entire fight. And we will get our third character, who is Marl. It's the Lifeline team.
Oh, goodness. Yep.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Cecil. Too many buttons to worry about today.
Yeah, Lifeline actually is a lot better tech. I really do like it because, again, like auto-res, giving your entire team auto-res for especially dangerous fights later on is still really valuable.
Yeah,
unfortunately, even with the auto-reses, you typically lose any sort of additional buff. So, like, haste from Marley is kind of the worst part about that one, but this team actually has some decent potential with Lifeline, with Chrono, with Marley, and with Robo.
I'm just sitting here thinking you could do... you've got Ice Tackle as a dual tech from Robo and Marl. You could get Aura Beam, which is an AoE heal early if Heal Beam and Aura are unlocked. But really, this is probably my least favorite trio in Chrono Trigger, hands down.
Actually, this is the highlight of one of the latest patches, I believe 3.0, the Grand Dream Team.
Okay.
This is Grand Dream Team. It's Marley, Robo, and Frog. And since we don't, I think we just need to unlock the text now. We don't have to. No, we need the. We can't see the. We don't need the cutscene anymore.
Yeah.
We still need the gold rock for that.
Yeah, we need the gold rock to get it. So people making their way through the cathedral. We have 3 people who've gotten their moral. The Feral is finishing up his shopping trip. About to get his hero medal.
Now the thing is, like, you have Frog at this point. Just equip the hero medal. It's a good accessory. I'm confused right
now. I can understand holding off until you were doing some other equipment. Because, I mean, you want to menu as few times as possible, so why menu now when you're going to spend a whole bunch of power tabs in 2 minutes and not be in a fight? Tekkenu's aborted the cathedral and gone to Zombo Bridge and found the Robo Ribbon.
Oh. Well, we got pretty sure Robo.
And said, no, we're not doing that.
I mean, it is boss randomizer, so you're more than likely to run into a mutant on that bridge. It's a 50% chance to run into a mutant on the bridge.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, you've got almost no magic damage. The Feral did go back after grabbing the hero medal, has found the clone in Frog's Burrow. And Tekkenu has said, alright, I'm still not going to do the cathedral. I'm going to go Dinadora Mountain.
Wow, though. Marley, with one of the best tech lists that she has, Ice 2 and one of her first 3 techs.
That is one of the 3 techs required for her to not have to unlock magic. I would argue that if you wanted Marl to never have to unlock magic, you want Ice 2, Haste, and then your preference of Aura, Cure 2, or Life. I lean towards Aura because it's so cheap. Cure 2 has the benefit of removing status effects. Life is a res, but that's what revives are for. As we see our first randomized boss, Lord Batsy taking on the golem in the cathedral.
Does Marley have ice? Because that's a big question right now.
She should.
Okay.
You should get your first tech on all 3 characters going through the cathedral. And this will allow the standard tactic of alternating ice with anything else and back to ice to make sure that you stick with single target attacks that probably aren't going to kill you.
Again, with the reduced Kathy damage that's coming out, the ice is way safer than ever leaving it on physical. Never leave Golem on physical, because otherwise fireballs will wreck your day.
Yeah, the Iron Orb can't kill you, but the other one will absolutely slaughter you. As the burp comes out, everyone's fine. Batsy has our first kill of the run.
I mean, at this point, you have Laser Spin, you've got Ice 2. You can actually clear bridge. Even with a mutant there. Like, the one you don't want to fight right now is actually the Lava Swan.
Yeah, although Marl has a Sage Bow, so she's actually got a decent weapon.
It only has between 1,000 and 1,200, 12 to 1,500, depending on which boss you get there. And
yeah. Although, honestly, my thought is, it's Robo's Ribbon. You could not pay me to run Xenon Bridge at just about any point during this run.
We have varying different agreements on that one.
I mean, Robo Ribbon's great. If I got it because I was doing a dungeon and it was the final reward, okay, fine, I'll equip it. There's Luca, so someone's leaving the party. But if you tell me, oh, here's Robo's Ribbon, but you have to go run a dungeon to keep it, no. I'll save 3 minutes and go climbed in a Doro, or go run Hecarim's Cave.
We actually saw a no pick of a Luca right there. That is shocking to me. I mean, it slows down your party comp with the main person you potentially remove at this point, which would, in my opinion, would be probably Frog, because the other two have decent AoE clears.
Please go look at Luca's tech. Okay, she has Mega Bomb.
Yeah, no, yeah, please.
Now, I want the Grand Leon to be found so that Frog gets put back in the party, Robo gets put on the bench, and you have Grand Hero Frog just wreck face.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm with Rasher Cecil 100% on this one. The +3 bonus to Robo's Ribbon this recently is kind of a big thing because it makes him as fast as Frog, and unlike Frog, he's got some great dual attacks.
Yeah, I mean, Robo Ribbon makes Robo better. But the reason I want either Frog or Robo is I want an AoE heal. And Robo with magic tabs is as good as a Lapis.
That is true. It's typically not that great because everything scales off your magic power for healing, and you are completely correct.
Now, granted, you've got Luca. That means Fire Tackle is a possibility, and Fire Tackle is stupid broken. But I have a soft spot for Frog, so I'd keep him. We did see Lord Batsy say, nope, I'm not doing Xenon Bridge either.
Kind of skipping fights at this point going through there, but I mean, the only thing that you really get tech points for at this point is Robo at this point, so.
Alright, so that's a clone for Lord Batsy. Alright, we see Akuhesh get ready to fight his Yakra. Lord Batsy deciding not to take the fight versus the tadpoles and the snakes. They have a very weird item pool. For anyone who's not aware, the item pool for that fight can be anywhere from nothing to tonics to gold studs. It will drop just about anything in the game. I don't know what the heck's wrong with their item pool, but it's huge.
Yeah, and I also agree with the Roster Cecil. Robo's healing, Cure Beam actually, I'm sorry, not Cure Beam, Heal Beam actually does scale a lot better than people give it credit. It heals for about 100 to 150 until you're like level 15 or so. It picks up a bit between 20 to 30. And that's where a lot of people kind of recognize, oh, that's a Lapis thing. And then once you get past 30, which is, again, a lot of people don't grind to, that's when it starts to hit between like 350 and 400.
Yeah. In alternative, Frog heals for 300 out the gate.
And heals for your max health pretty much after that point.
It's the same reason I like Aura on Marl. It's 1 MP, and it heals for max health until you hit like level 35. Alright, Tekenu is fighting Super Dalton. Dalton Plus is in the end of the Hecarim Cave.
That is
not a fun fight.
And he doesn't have any red gear at this point. You kind of have to do this with the kind of same in mind, where you're going to just take a lot of opposite fire attacks.
I really think it's no. You've got to accept that you're just going to take Iron Orbs to the face repeatedly. Find out which of your characters has the best auto attack damage. They auto attack. Everyone else is on healing duty. Because the slashes that are going to come out, the fireball attack that's his 4th attack will one hit KO anyone in your party. The slash attack will get a lot of people, But you do have a massive AoE heal from Frog and Marl, apparently. I think, and there's the one-hit KO on Frog, and the reset from Tekenu.
Yeah, Dalton Plus is considered probably it's one of those where you never like to fight him because he just has such strong counters against you. And it doesn't really matter what you kind of do. Wherever you fight him, it's going to be like, do you have to do a War of Attrition style one where you do that, or do you have to have a very specific setup of anti-elemental mage, armors to try and absorb a specific counter that you're going for?
So Tekenu is making the run out of Hecarim's Cave. He's like, I'm just not going to deal with Super Dalton. But I did see Lord Batsy picked up a Pearl Edge in Hecarim's Cave, which makes putting Frog in the party much nicer because that's his best non-key item locked weapon.
That sounds about right. I'm trying to remember the exact numbers offhand, but I'll look that one up.
I want to say, like, I think Pearl Edge gives you, like, the +4 to magic and stuff, which just makes the heals even more ridiculous.
That's Rune Sword.
Oh, that's Rune Sword? Yeah.
Like, Pearl Edge is better, like, base damage, if I remember right, and, yeah, the Rune Blade is the one you're thinking of. The Rune Blade has a 120 attack, the Pearl Edge has 105, but it does additional damage against magical enemies.
Okay. And Tekenu is going back to Denador. We're going to actually see the climb now, so we'll see our next available random boss. We've not seen anyone make the early desert play yet.
So for those wondering on Frog equipment, you're obviously looking for the Grand Leon. Brave Sword, which is kind of like the rare find, is slightly better attack, but like the one you're really looking for is Rune Blade, just because of +4 magic. Other than that, you can go with the Demon Hit, which has the same attack value, and the Pearl Edge is the one right below it, so it's like the 5th best sword.
So Akuhesh has picked up Luca and is now getting ready to check the Xenian Bridge item, which we know is the Robo Ribbon. Will Akuhesh be the one to decide that the Robo Ribbon is worth it?
Aku is Church of Robo. I'm thinking he will take it because he's got Luca here. And he knows how much of a powerhouse that Robo can become with Fire Tackle.
Looks like the Robo Ribbon is being kept.
Tekenu's side, we're going to see if mountains are nice today, but unfortunately, mountains are not nice. He's Team Ocean over there.
He says, mountains are slow. I don't like slow. We are going to see what Xenian Bridge drops. Ozzy here, also a purveyor of fine goods, can drop Prism Helms, Haste Helms, Amulets, Elixirs. You can get some really good gear if Ozzy is feeling generous. Meanwhile, Lord Batsy taking on Dalton Plus. Going with, looks like a full physical assault technique just to take Iron Orbs and hope to get enough damage in. And the drops from Ozzy are a Rainbow Helm and a Gloom Cape. The Rainbow Helm's nice. And
yeah, unfortunately you can't sell the Gloom Cape if I remember right, so... Getting multiple not gonna pay out in the long run. It's great if you get Magus, but...
But Rainbow Helm in and of itself is good.
Definitely. 50% less lightning damage taken. You can equip that on your girl characters too. Congratulations, that is a lot of defense early on.
And there's the one-hit KO from Dalton Plus targeting Marl. And Luca. The good news is you now have like 3 turns to get everyone back up, hopefully.
Now on Xenian Bridge, what do we get from the dual boss today?
It is a vanilla Zombor. Is this even randomized?
That is a huge relief for me. I am already glad because, again, Zombor easily taken down. Ice text for the top, along with some physicals. You can just take that MP burn right and easy on Merle and just kind of get on with your day.
Now we got an early heal beam out of Robo, so that's keeping everyone kind of topped up, but the timer is kicking down. We're going to have another 2 auto or one-hit KOs coming from Dalton. There's one. Can Robo end this? He is doing an emergency revive just to provide another target. Luke is the... Oh, I was going to say Luke is the only one standing, and Luca, with her slow speed, is not looking like what they want to do.
I think Dalton would still get another attack off, but Tekenu is the first one to see the boss on top of Dendoro, and it is the scary Golem boss.
Oh, Golem boss, worst boss in the game. And Frog Squash. Everyone say hi to the Hypnotoad for 86 damage.
All hail the Hypnotoad.
Now, Caesar pointing out, Team Slowpoke is terrible for Dalton. Yes. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Now, the nice thing about the Golem Boss is that even if Tekenu doesn't have the damage, the Golem Boss will eventually become scared of heights inside of a cave. It is on top of a mountain.
Yeah, with this current damage output, it's unlikely. I'm seeing like 300 damage mainly coming from Ice 2 is the main source of the damage. I don't think you can actually beat it in time here.
Yeah, it'll be very close.
Because the boss should have between 4,000 and 6,000, so.
Lord Betsy points out we need to update the text for the Golem boss to have his phobia be appropriate for his zone of spawn. I don't know how hard that would be, but that would be hilarious. Akuhesh did beat Zombor and has firmly claimed the Robo Ribbon, turned in his Nagata Bromide, and appears to be heading for the desert. Lord Batsy taking on Dalton Plus. Round 2, now with Frog, so a little bit of speed. The Feral also fighting Dalton Plus and has brought out the Laser Spin, which is going to result in a Lightning 2 counter, and immediately resets.
Yeah, Dalton is going to be kind of big roadblock here. The thing is, you can still complete Desert here, and that's going to be the big play in my opinion. You know that Dalton Plus is a nasty boss. You do have Ice 2 though, and you've got 2 good physical damage dealers here as well, so...
And Golem Balls drops on the second countdown just before he runs. You get the 69 tech points, a silver earring, and we're going to see what our next item is. Oh, forbids today on The Price is Right. Wait, wrong show, sorry.
Do love the nice amount of tech points that you get from Golem Boss. Either at Dendora or Hekrenz, it gives the same amount every time, so...
Our item for Denadoro is... Slow. Thomas Pop. So, a continuing chain of fetch quests.
So we got Mountain Dew today. I can feel the visible slap coming through the monitor for that one. I'm sorry.
That one's pretty good. I approve of the Mountain Dew quip. Aku is taking all the fights in the desert. With Ice 2, it's pretty easy clear. It's good experience. Unfortunately, you're going to miss out on quite a few tech points on everyone not named Robo. Meanwhile, the Feral and Lord Batsy still wailing away at Dalton Plus.
Techno immediately going into the Red Knight fight. Again, like, just how fast you can take that. The advantage is, between that, Aku is getting all these free levels with so much of this ice tech here, versus the speed there. So it's you know, it's going to give you a faster clear when it comes to these later bosses. Less of a grind.
I keep thinking Dalton Plus, particularly on Lord Batsy's side, has got to be close to being done. That fight's been going on forever.
You spend so much of that time playing a war of attrition against this boss, and it's like, well, you're going to be doing maybe 200 or 300 with your physicals here, and then you're going to spend like a couple turns healing. And even if that boss is only going to have between 2,000 and 3,000 hit points, you're still looking at a case of maybe 30 actions taken for the most part.
Yeah. And the Pharaoh, I mean, we're seeing multiple Lapis used, which means not only is it a long fight, you are burning through your equipment and revives and everything, but Dalton Plus cleared by Lord Batsy. So now all you hope is that please tell me this has been worth it after all of that. Frog, last man standing. On the Feral side, Frog Squash coming in. And it's enough! The Frog Squash gets it!
Praise Hypnotoad. He wins all forms of battle.
Oh, that's awesome. So, the Feral does manage to make it through. I didn't even see what we were picked up from Tabin. Looks like the Chrono Trigger, which means we are a pendant away from Go mode. Or at least from, yeah, no, actually the two characters who are doing this are a pendant away. Lord Batsy has his run verified by petting the validation cat. Congratulations. Sorry, yes, her run. My apologies. Their run. Gender neutral. That's safe. What's also interesting, the pendant just about, I think, has to... Well, no, I guess... Could be the gate key. I was going to say, this is...
Thomas Pop could also lead to it in Giant's Claw.
So this is one of the last checks we have available. But yes, we have found the Thomas Pop on Denadoro, so that's a new check. Could be the gate key, which would open up Reptite Lair, which could have the Dreamstone, which would open up Mount Woe. We do see both Teganu and Akuhesh have completed the desert fight. Ret Knight has gone down, and we'll both be making the way, so we'll see what we get out of Fiona's Shrine.
So at this point, I would be really happy if I saw a pendant here, because again, like, that opens up the things, but these folk didn't do the same checks. They may not have that clone, they may not have that Chrono Trigger. So it could be a deceitful check where they go and check the future at this point if you get an early pendant here, before you go back and do some of these other checks.
Yeah, getting a pendant here and it not being Go mode is incredibly scary. Getting pendant here and having Go mode feels amazing because you know you're going to go get some good gear for free. You're in Go mode at 33 minutes. And on Akuhesh's side, we're going to see what the item is. Are we graced with the super quick Go mode? Maybe? Robo, turn back on, please. It is a Prism Shard.
Marley required quest. Oof. So, this is the question. If you had both the Tomo's Pop, Marley, and the Prism Shard, where do you go first?
I do Prism Shard first, because if I get to Prism Shard and it's something like the Jerky or... Well, I was gonna say Robo's Ribbon, but we already know where that is. But if it was the jerky, reset out. Don't finish the quest. But given that there's only one item that I wouldn't keep at this point, Giant's Claw is probably the quicker check.
The other advantage with Giant's Claw is you also just get 3 power tabs too.
And given the physical preference of both Frog and Robo in this seed, getting those extra power tabs is pretty good.
I don't remember exactly what the bonus is from that one, but it is sizable. I'll put it this way: like it is something that is always in the back of my mind when you make some of these plays. Is how much time am I losing for these tabs?
Now, a lot of times when I have Giant's Claw, I don't even grab the tabs unless I have Ayla. I might if I knew I was keeping Robo in my party. But and if they were like the +4 power tabs, that makes a difference too. But if it's the weak power tabs, just go ahead and finish. You can skip all the fights. It's a super quick dungeon. You're in and out in 2 minutes.
It's true. Adding the power tabs in only really loses you about a minute to minute 20, depending on how practiced you are with Giant's Claw. But yes, I agree.
Although I am definitely, I feel like, in the minority in how much I really don't value tabs other than speed tabs. I don't go out of my way to grab the one in the Sun Palace in 600 AD. I think I've never grabbed that, except when we used to have the +7 power tabs. Because, okay, that's like, yeah. I was going to say, that's a 10th of the maximum almost. Fine, I'll grab that one. But
I remember those days, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, there's a reason I grabbed this one, because it makes Chrono and Frog and everyone really, really, really good in the early game. Because I can give them 1 or 2 tabs and not be concerned about, you know, feeling that I wasted because I didn't get Ayla early on.
Yeah, and Cecil's right. When the tabs were only +1s, they weren't worth it. +2s, I still don't like it. +3 and +4, it's probably worth it to grab the ones that are en route. I'm still of the opinion I don't want to go out of my way for anything, but I can at least understand the argument for doing so.
I just always love the math arguments because at the end of the days, I just want to see good math arguments.
We do see Tekenu has turned in the Prism Shard, is going through and making his way through the King's Trial. We'll see some good items here. Blue Mails, Common Arrow, and a Rune Blade.
Now that's the sword you want to see when you don't have the Grand Leon. That +4 magic makes Frog even more scary of a caster. It makes that Water 2 hit a lot harder. We may be able to even see a Bubble Snap or 2 if he unlocks magic. Slowest tech in the game, but, you know, it is sometimes the best you got in certain runs.
The cat has received 2 pets. Lord Batsy wins the seed by default.
Who are the other 2 people that pet the cat?
No. Lord Batsy petted the cat twice.
Okay, then, yeah. No, cursed.
Alright, what is our item from the Prism Shard? It is a jerky. I would reset right now.
I agree. Definitely reset. Jerky only gives you a high yield check if you turn it in 600 and then get it out of 1000 at the Poor's mayor's house. So
I would not
find the game.
I was gonna say I would not go through the time to finish the fight and the stupid long cutscene between Marl and her father. No, I'm not doing that.
Considering the only other option of like why you want to do this is if you had the Moonstone, which is the most obstructive key item in the game, requires you to have both Gate Key and Pendant to actually complete, and no.
And at this point, you know that to get the Sunstone, you would have to have Pendant, which would already give you Go Mode, so you're not going to ever check the Sunstone. Although Tekenu doesn't know that because Tekenu does not have the Chrono Trigger or the clone. So he doesn't know that. We know that, but he does not. They do not.
Again, the all-seeing eyes of the commentator makes the seed look so easy, but the choice of the runner kind of make these seeds.
Yeah, that is the trick. It's so much easier to do this from the 10,000-foot view where you see and know all. That said, even not knowing that would be go mode, I would not stay around and bet on the Sunstone being important.
So, like I said earlier, those early levels that Aku grabbed inside of the Desert Palace, that last punch, an Uzi punch from Aku with the Robo's ribbon, hit for almost 900 health. Couple levels that he got from the Desert Palace on his way through. Great adjustment, great way to get through that.
Yeah, made Dalton Plus much easier, as Nizbel 2 is the final fight of the King's Trial. Ice 2 and Laser Spin will do some damage. Frog, I think, is relegated to healing people.
I think this boss, if I remember it, has between, is it 500 and 5.5k to, I want to say 8k, if I remember right?
That feels right. I actually don't know even vanilla Yakra the 13th numbers. I don't know them. But
so, I mean, at this point, we're looking at about 400 damage, roughly. 400, 500 damage, depending on roll from Ice 2. And about 175, if I remember right, for Laser Spin. This definitely feels like a feed Marley all the things.
Pop came from Denadoro Mountain. And yes, Pop is progression. There is no other option. Pop is either pendant or gate key. Because I don't think there's another chain of things that could lead to another.
It could also be Broken Sword.
That's true. It could be the Broken Sword because that would give you progression to Mount Woe and also go mode. Through Magus's castle.
Yeah, that which would lead to the pendant or the gate key.
Then pendant or gate key would be on Mount Woe, but you wouldn't go get it because you are in go mode through Magus's castle.
Yep.
So, good question for chat. If at this point you were in these runners' positions, particularly say Lord Bass's, because she will know which is the go mode. Do you want the absolute guaranteed go mode through Magus's castle? You have Frog, you don't have any sort of magic. Do you want the pendant where you have to go climb Death Peak and go unlock magic through the factory? Or do you want the gate key so you can get quick magic and then grab something out of Reptile Lair?
I mean, I'm going to let chat answer this one first. I definitely have my own opinions, considering I already know 2 of the party members out of the 4.
Cthulhu speaks my mind.
We have 2 of the meme mages already with the blue mages, so yeah, I want gate key.
Yeah.
Frog and Marley are always a bad time for me in every seed that I've ever ran. I'm never excited when I get them. In this case, I have Ice 2, which always makes me happy. At that point, I'm willing to take a particular run through Magus Castle because I know that Marley can at least contribute. Whereas normally she's relegated to only item duty for the most part.
Yeah, Cecil is asking, from a time perspective, Factory plus Death Peak plus Black Omen versus Magus Castle plus Ocean Palace.
The latter is faster.
Probably. If you know your skips, Black Omen can be really fast. Factory adds 5 minutes.
It's still like Black Omen Randomizer at that point, so you're going to get some randomized bosses in there, and you could get a case where like you don't have the great single target text because you don't have Ice 1 right now. And like But you would get the factory at that point. Factory takes what, 2 to 3 minutes at this point?
Probably at most 5 minutes, because you have the cutscene from the doors closing. You have the fight against the R series robots. That's the two big time sinks.
Ice 2 cleans that up in 2 turns.
You have 2 guaranteed fights against acids that you don't have lightning for.
That's a worry.
You don't have lightning for that.
And I don't think we have shock yet from Robo, so yeah, that's kind of the annoying one.
So that would be nasty. I would be pointing out you would get another character from Black Omen, which is going to be either Ayla or Magus. So that feels good. If you go through Magus's castle, you get Chrono. If Chrono has Lightning 2 or Luminaire unlocked, you all of a sudden get almost 100% element coverage from Magus Castle. You'd be missing Shadow, probably. If you went OG Trio, you'd be missing Ice. If you put Robo in the party to get Shadow coverage.
It's an interesting idea, and the other thing is, like, I'm always scared of the Magus fight, because, in my opinion, it is probably one of the hardest bosses in the game. Just because of how much AoE damage goes out during that fight.
Yeah, I understand why we got rid of the free Lapises from the chains in the Aussie fight, but that really did help so much with doing, like, early Magus Castle runs. But I think with what Cecil pointed out, where you get the extra character and you know it's either Ayla, who is ridiculously good, although less so for the Black Omen route, I feel, or Magus, who's great for getting to Black Omen, but is terrible in Black Omen. Yeah, I mean, that is a tough conundrum. I don't know. I think I would prefer to get the Gate Key Independent and go Black Omen with the characters we've seen. But also, getting the pendant does give you access to the sealed doors. So you get 5 chests for free in the future, easy, that are en route. If you've gotten the jerky from doing the Prism Shard quest and actually kept it, you can get another 4 chests pretty quickly. So you get some better gear.
I mean, like, I've been a big proponent on using the pendant, but that's just because, like, it really only costs you about 30 seconds per major place that you check. And if you're going to check the shops there anyways, you might as well. The only one that I'd say is, like, well, it's not worth it, is if you're not going to do Aerostone, don't get the Aerostone checks.
Oh, no. So we see the Golem boss was defeated by Lord Batsy, being defeated by the Feral, and we're about to see a dash into... Tekkenu's already gone into Giant's Claw. And I was wrong. Lord Batsy is going to check out the Prism Shard first. Makes sense.
So Rusher Cecil's bringing up some interesting points here. Dude, we saw Frog had Lead Slash, so we may end up with, like, kind of a weird comp here where I'd actually maybe set Robo potentially. Like, yeah, you have Uzi Punch with Robo, but you do have a Red Pin comp with Marley having Mega Bomb already, and Ice too. So it's like, if you know that you're going to be fighting an Elemental boss, that's decent-ish. Again, like, you don't get the physical damage from it, but Red Pin does some decent damage. He does have a Rune Blade at that point.
All right, we do see Tekkenu is taking on the Rebels. If you can actually manage to get them killed before they run away, you do get really good tech points. But they are hard to hit. And we have watched 6 misses. 7 misses. And finally, Marl lands a hit. Okay, there we go. There's a kill. After 7 misses, you get 1,000 XP and 50 tech points. You see the Thomas Pop picked up by the Feral. And I had missed that he had gotten the Chrono Trigger. So both the Feral and Lord Batsy have the same gear. Tekenu is a little bit behind, has not gotten the Chrono Trigger because that's behind Dalton Plus, or the clone because he has not gone to turn in the Hero Medal. Does have the Jerky though. Akuhesh having most of all of that as well. Is missing the Tomos Pop currently, but looks to be heading in the direction of Dinodor Mountain. As we see a Slash on top of a dragon's body. It is just regular Slash, who is completely immune to ice. So Marl is going to be a little bit lackluster.
That is the weird thing, but get some luck with the white mail we found in desert. Gets the Slash, which does lightning damage directly on Frog, and we're seeing the carry mode that is Robo with Uzi Punch. Boss should have roughly in this spot, if I remember right, it's like 45 to 650. So 6,500, if I remember right. Again, not the highest health boss here, and with mostly physical at this point, you're gonna probably see this guy go down fairly soon. Now the question is, how many counters that you're gonna get?
Yep, I'm sitting here watching. Everyone's keeping the Jerky. The Feral has gone back to Xenobrage. It is keeping the Robo's ribbon. So, everyone is wanting to keep all of these wonderful optional items. As we see Lord Batsy get ready to take on Nizbel. Slash just defeated. We're going to see what item comes out of Giant's Claw. It's got to be Gate Key, Pendant, or Broken Blade. In any case, we will know our go mode. Well, mostly know our go mode very shortly. It is the Pendant. So it looks like we've got Black Omen coming.
Now, here's the thing. Do you still go factory here? Because you can get a spare character in Protodome.
I would go to Protodome. If it's Ayla, I'd probably still go to the factory. If it's Magus, I'd probably do something like Marl, Robo, Magus. And Robo, Magus get unlimited tech points. Marl has Ice too. That's her most damaging tech. You don't have to unlock magic. Luca has Mega Bomb. Mega Bomb's technically better for Zeal too. As we see, the Jerky is turned in for a Tabin suit.
Oh, that is... Love the Tabin suit. Has Ruby armor stats, gives you 80% resistance against fire damage, in addition to +3 speed on Luca.
Yeah, Tabin suit's an amazing find. And probably changes my routing decisions. I probably am definitely unlocking magic now because I want I want Luca, which means I want Flare.
I mean, at that point, you have a Robo-Driven and a Tabin suit. That is like the ideal comp for fire tackles, in my opinion.
Gotta find ourselves a crisis arm.
Any arm will work. Kaiser Arm's 4th. You got the Giga and the Terra that are also decent. Like, any of them work in this case.
And Cecil is pointing out, chat's realizing that Tekenu, first to get the pendant, hasn't gotten either part of the Omen Go mode from Dalton or from
Turning in the
Hero Medal. And so has no idea that he's that close to Go mode, and instead is going to be like going and doing Eris Dome and things. Could find Go mode through a different route. I will say, I have been shocked by how it feels like that there are a lot of people who don't like going and doing Eris Dome.
But it's a short check, and like it is actually a ridiculous short check. Not only it fully takes advantage of the pendant. You can sacrifice less than a minute to go get that pendant check, which gives you 4 high quality chests and a power tab. And again, I value power tabs. Difference between you and me, but 4 high quality checks, and it's been in the past a Vigil Helm, a Prison Specs, and a Prison Helm in that room before. So
now, if you said we don't have early pendant charge, Eris loses a little bit of luster because you fight the boss and you still have like another minute, 2 minutes before you actually get your key item, which feels kind of bad. Son of Sun, if you happen to have like a red vest or something, is great. If you don't, it's kind of scary.
I mean, now we know that one of our characters, I believe Tekenu, actually did turn in the jerky already, so he at least has a Tabin vest.
Yeah, so you've got the protection. Combined, they take time, but I don't know. I feel like every time I've done Future, I go to Eris Dome. Well, I check my free chest first, and then I immediately go to Eris Dome, unless I'm holding a red vest, and then it's Son of Sun. But I'm probably not doing anything else besides those 2 checks before I go anywhere else.
I mean, it really depends on how much levels you have at that point, because like your base magic depth can really get you through it, and like especially anybody who's practiced Lost Worlds, like you really only need that like level 17 or so before you can actually kind of just start, brute forcing it with magic depth.
All right, so we are seeing Lord Batsy turn in the jerky here. Is going to get their Tabin vest. Akuhash is picking up the Toma's Pop. And the Pharaoh is about to find out that the jerky is in the king's trial. The king is being sued over some dried meat. Will it be 4 for 4? Everyone keeps the jerky.
Okay, that might be a reason to keep the jerky, though. I'm just serious there. There was a dash ring in one of those chests there. Speed is power, and especially with a slow comp like Luca, Marley, Robo, you may potentially have a case for this one just to keep it for the dash ring.
Maybe. We see the Dragon Tank being taken down by Tekenu. Those who played Vanilla remember it's like, oh, it's immune to fire and lightning, and you only fight it with characters who know fire and lightning. Well, now you've got Ice 2. It has no defense against that. You just kind of walk your way through this fight if you have anyone else. And a gold earring drops. That's one step closer to Uber, Robo, Uzi Punch, Fire Tackle goodness.
The gold ring is fantastic because again, like everything's based off of your 1's digit, and with the increased health, you can really guarantee you're going to hold that 9 in there for the most part outside of, some chip damage coming in. It also gives them a lot of safety since Robo is well known for not having the best magic death in the game, and I am underplaying that a lot.
I'll say I've been seeing a lot more racers going into inns and sleeping. I generally say just spend 1,000 gold and use a shelter, but I've been seeing a lot of people hitting up those inns.
They're actually relatively cheap. You do spend quite a bit of time for it. You are spending, depending on which inn you're using, between 30 seconds at the fastest one in Chrono's house to about a minute 30 in like a Dorino. It is a sizable time loss as somebody who is a rabid inn user, so. But like in that early game routing, like part of it's trying to maximize how much you can get your gold out in the early game.
Right. So we see, I didn't see the checks in the first dome. In the second, we got a demon hit, which is no better than a rune blade, really. Another Gloomhelm for a Magus we don't have. Shields are for sale at the Tran shop. Okay, so shields are nice. Barriers would be nicer. Yeah, people still talk about the heals they'll do. Chrono's House, Medina Village. Any heal that does not play basically a musical fanfare is good. Chrono's House gets an exception because you go there to pet the cat. Getting the free heal from sleeping in the bed is a side benefit.
Okay. Is my opinion on this one. But Aris Dome having Black Vest for sale for any sort of Black Omen Go mode is actually a pretty massive find. Again, you don't really use them for Luca at this point if you're going to be using that Taban suit from the Jerky. But anytime you can go into Black Omen with 3 sets of black armor, it makes me feel a lot safer since most of the things do shadow damage in there.
Yeah, well, we do have 3 racers in Giant's Call all at the same time. Probably separated by 2 minutes between Lord Batsy and the Feral Akuhesh, somewhere in between them. Tekenu is the only one who has made it past there, but again, does not have the other parts of Go mode. So the 3 who are close together will all get Go mode at roughly the same time. Tekenu's going to be looking for something else. And we saw Lord Batsy skipped the Rubbles. We do see Akuhesh is taking the Rubble fights. I don't understand taking the Rubble fights when you don't have magic unlocked. Unless it's required to get Robo Uzi Punch.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay, it actually does make sense. If you didn't do like a check of the Prism Shard, then you'd be scared of like a Nizbel, and then you potentially do like a shock combo. That would make a lot of sense. It's just slightly out of range right now. You're a little bit too deep in the tech tree. That's kind of where I can see that there.
Right. So we do see,
like, you can still run into Nizbel 1 here, and Nizbel 1 with shock is just free at that point.
True. And chat pointing out for us, Tekenu found a blackmail drop from the Guardian.
That's some best in slot mail right
So
there.
that's nice for your Black Omen Go modes. Now Tekenu chasing the Rat of Doom. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! Tekenu, no! You missed the rat! Now you have to take the run of shame! And a very quick capture on the return.
Yeah, just squeaked away right there at the last turn, unfortunately.
No. I heard that. None of that.
You don't want me to go more into that tale?
No! We have enough cheese in this race already.
I mean, I could keep pestering you with some of these, but...
Oh. Oh, all right, so we see the Slash fight going on. All three runners dealing with Slash at the same time, so we've got triple synced boss fights, while Tekenu gives homage to Moon Blizzard, Korath, and Zelfer for doing well in the last tournament. I expect we'll see those names changing soon, as none of the three involved are actually racing in the latter race. And we get to check the... Oh, Zelfer is? Oh, I am sorry. Go Zelfer.
Oh, Red Mail, though.
Red Mail.
Red Mail was a big find. I'm trying to think of what was the other one. I thought we saw some sort of helm there, too, as well.
Yeah. For Tekenu in particular, the Red Mail is huge because now you can go do Son of Sun for free. And the Feral is the first to finish the Slash fight. I was distracted by the other fights going on. I am curious what he did that was different. That did more damage.
It might have just been some better setup with some Uzi punches, using some quicker attacks, and just not getting countered as much. Because I think we saw some nasty counters from Slash on certain party members from the other two competitors. So
Lord Batsy is saying that his Robo is doing twice the damage, and it's because of the Robo Ribbon.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You've got a sun spec on, essentially. That is
+3 speed. You got sun specs. It is massive.
I mean, that is possibly the best example of how powerful the Robo Ribbon is.
You may also have a slightly better arm as well at that point, because you typically don't get double damage, if I remember right from the scaling from Uzi Punch. You typically get it, well, you know, maybe like Uzi Punch scales well, so it's better than like 25% if I remember right. But yeah, the barrier, the speed, and the actually sight scope. If I remember.
Yeah, you get sight
scope. It does
scope.
not give shield. Shield is limited to the hero medal for Frog,
which no one has equipped on Frog. Just saying that no one has given Frog his medal. As we see, Tekenu is taking on the Son of Sun fight, looking for the Magic Flame. And it is the fourth flame checked that will be the flame. That will be the correct one, unfortunately. Means Flare's going to come through.
Oh no.
Robo died to... Wow.
Yeah, you cannot... that is scary because you look at that and you're like, I don't understand why you put it on Marley in this particular case. Like, Robo is kind of the physical carry at this point. He's going to be the most beneficial from the tech points.
The damage doesn't matter because it's 10 hits, regardless of how much damage you do. I'd put it on Frog. He's faster. Put it on your fastest character. Let's see. Lord Batsy is turning in the Nageta Brahmites, who's going to take a small bit of time, while Akuhesh and the Pharaoh both run straight to the prison. You have a robot in prison. You have the robot's creator and or rebuilder in prison. I think just based on this alone, Marl should go to prison for Lord Batsy.
I mean,
I
yes.
mean, because that way...
Do we have to release her?
Do we what?
Do we have to release Marley if she goes to prison?
Well, yes. Sadly.
Maybe she sends frogs in. She's gonna go get the Robo's ribbon now. Makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Like, you've got at this case, you're probably gonna put Robo into the prison. You get the +3 speed. You go get that Robo's ribbon. It's huge damage. You already have Uzi Punch. Makes perfect sense here.
But Lord Batsy's in go mode, technically. Actually, all three of them are in go mode. But you're in go mode. Do you really need the Robo Ribbon if you're in go mode? Son of Sun is down for Tekkenu. And gets the bent sword, which means we know where the other go mode is. Or one of the other go modes. Because the bent hilt is in the snail stop, which means Tekkenu has no mode at least. And it looks like it's going straight there.
We're seeing a Magus Castle versus a Black Omen run. The thing that was hyped earlier. Do you do that factory check? Do you do that stuff? Do you go and grab the items?
Did he already buy the hilt and we missed it? Unfortunately, his stream does not have an auto tracker, so I can't double check what I've missed, which I've done several times.
I do apologize. I tried to be on top of that one. We'll see in a second. No, he's going to Hecarim's Cave.
Oh, no! You're so close!
I swear, he may not have checked the snail shop. That is
possible.
Or may have thought that snail shop marked it off in his head. Or their head, and they just... It's one of those that's easily done. You can misattribute it. Some days you misattribute it as a moonstone, you never go back and check it, so...
Alright, so both Akuhesh and the Feral are fighting the Dragon Tank. Uzi punches to the head. Gonna be ice and bombs to the body. No. Tekkenu has been through the cave once already.
Yeah.
Got to Dalton Plus and then aborted. I didn't see. Did he pick up the extra sealed chest?
No, he skipped it.
Oh no, that's if you're coming here after you have the pendant, you have to grab the double item chest.
Because you gotta have that. What's this thing? Yeah, that's unfortunate. Like, it makes sense. Like, with these kind of seeds, it's rare to get that early pendant run.
Yeah, it's very unusual to have pendant in Hecarim Cave.
So that could have just been like muscle memory, take the wheel. We're just gonna get through this as fast as possible.
So the Feral and Akuhesh have cleared the Dragon Tank, gotten their golden earrings, are gonna check a couple of doors, but we're gonna start seeing Death Peak here very shortly.
Ready for the sync on these two runners, Pharrell and Aku, both doing this check right now? Now, I don't think we had Tekkenu check Protodome either, so we don't know if it's Magus or if it's Ayla inside of Protodome either.
No, he has not gone and done the character check yet. I think it's worth doing the check for the character. If you told me I had these characters available and I could replace... Man, who would I replace, though? I guess if I got Magus, I might replace Marl. You lose access... Well, no one's unlocked magic yet. Maybe you go get... maybe you forego magic and you don't get haste, so Marl's not as good.
I mean, Aku is showing off exactly why Taban suit Rebel's Ribbon is such a powerful combo for that two comp. When you're just dealing with 11-speed characters versus 8, it really does make a difference to those characters.
Sun Palace was the broken blade.
Yeah.
So it is access to Magus Castle.
Is he doing it for like a Grand Leon? Or is he hoping for the Gate Key? Oh, okay. So it could make sense. He may be like, I don't really want to do the factory. I can clear out the Son of Sun for a little bit of extra HP, a little extra tech point for a Gate Key. But like Pharrell just immediately says it doesn't matter if it's a Gate Key or not. I'm gonna clear the factory real quick, and I'm just gonna get my magic unlocked.
Yeah, I mean, the Son of Sun fight will be faster than the factory run, I think. But it's not going to be by much. So if it's Gate Key, you still have to add in the time to go unlock the past, run up and down the mountain, go unlock magic. I don't know if it would be any faster.
It should be slightly faster because you still have to do the entry fights and you have to do the entry fight in Protodome, which is going to take about as much time if you skip that chest in Mystic Mountains.
All right, so we have Ayla available now for Tekkenu. That's our Protodome character. So Magus is on Dactyl Nest for anyone who does find the Gate Key. And Tekkenu avoids horribleness as uses the Inatron of the Forbidden Room and manages to survive.
That is scary. Never ever Inatron in the Protodome unless, you know, you're doing it right before Death Peak. Like, you can do that. That's the exception. That's the only time you can do that.
Not when you get a character.
Definitely never when you get a character.
Tekkenu?
Does he have items that we don't think he does?
Did he get everything? Apparently so.
He did.
Well, I apologize. Apparently we completely missed him picking up those items. I was thinking, oh, he did finish Dalton, which would have given him one. I didn't think he'd gotten the other. When did he go to Giants? Oh. Okay then, well.
Well, Giant's Claw had Pendant.
Yeah, Giant's Claw had Pendant.
The Chrono Trigger was from...
When did he go to check the Hero Medal? That was the one that I was missing. It's like, I didn't think he had done that. But, okay then. Tekkenu's been in Go mode and we didn't know it. Tekkenu, when you watch this back, we apologize. Son of Sun was complete, which technically means Akuhash has double Go modes. He'll have his choice of Magus Castle or Black Omen, and Akuhash is going to Paris Dome?
Okay, I don't understand.
Just really wants to get the Gate Key for magic instead of going through Factory, I guess.
Yeah, that one, you lost me here. I'm sorry on this one. Some days you just have to bite the bullet and just go.
Yeah, I can understand doing one check. But I don't know that I would agree with doing 2 checks.
All I know is Tekkenu is sitting in a comfortable position at this point.
Yeah, now that we know he's in Go mode, he's the first to hit Death Peak. Is probably 2 minutes ahead of the Feral. Is
And he has Ayla too, which is always just like, oh well, you know, you have Ice too.
It's
you need to get.
You're gonna have issues with the mutants with this team if you fight the mutants. Technically, you could have other double boss. So there's lava spawns that are left, mutants that are left. We've already seen Red Knight. You're gonna get at least one mutant. Maybe you get the Mega Mutant and it's not magic required.
I mean, yeah, you're mainly looking at this point Ice 2 and, well, Shock being your main magic at this point. Although you can still do a flip out potentially. I don't know if Teknu actually used Luca ever. So
no, Teknu didn't go pick up Luca. He didn't. They didn't complete the cathedral.
The cathedral, okay. Yeah, at that point you're basically looking at Shock and Ice 2.
The Pharaoh just took the emergency Inatron and skipped Ayla to go unlock magic. Which Teknu did not unlock magic. So I guess this is saying Marl with Ice 2 is good enough. Robo and Ayla don't need magic unlocked. I don't need magic.
So Teknu's got the 4th best arm with the Kaiser arm currently for Robo. And Ayla is obviously Ayla, so she is the best physical carry in the game.
And Akuhesh is raiding his own race with a party of 3. Welcome everyone from Akuhesh's stream.
Yeah, I still like the questionable decision of doing both Son of Sun and Aristome is questionable at this point to me.
Yeah, I don't know that I like it. I mean, you get a lot of good items because you get all these pendant chests.
Elixir, Green Dream, Red Mail. That's
the Elixir's nice. The Red Mail's nice, although you've already fought Son of Sun. Peril has magic unlocked, and could be looking to. I'm guessing is heading straight to Death Peak at this point. Lord Batsy is doing a bit of shopping, doing a bit of checks, healing up in a safe Inatron, and is making their way, presumably, to Death Peak as well. Ayla picked up in the exit.
good maneuver because you're already going to heal up when you go to end of time, so like that is just a safer play to make.
And Tailspin, Cat Attack, Kiss with Rolo Kick on deck. So not a great tech list for Ayla. I mean, having Tailspin's kind of nice.
What level is Ayla again? About 24, 25?
Should be something based on the average of your character levels. Just 22.
Cat Attack can actually do a lot more damage than a lot of people think, and I don't know where he's used his power tabs yet, so...
We do have a Lavos spawn on top of Death Peak. And it appears to be a vanilla Lavos spawn. So nothing... Oh, wait. I take it back. We have Water Eyes. That's an Elder Lavos spawn. It's interesting that it doesn't change the name of the Lavos spawn.
Yeah, it doesn't, unfortunately, and the main reason you can tell it's the Elder, other than the water tech, is the numbers appearing in the back screen, which I believe gets fixed in the next patch, so...
There are two level spawns, Pushover and Jerk. Unfortunately, this is Jerk spawn.
And if you're looking for how to use in this one, you basically need to watch the numbers. What you're looking for is where the center would be, is you can tell between a 3-digit attack and a 4-digit attack.
Alright, so we see laser spin going on in the factory. That's not going to kill alkalines and acids. And so we're getting some nasty counterattacks. I will say, having Cat Attack on Ayla actually makes this fight very, well, better.
Yes.
I was going to say very good, but that's not quite true. But it is better. Because Cat Attack's good damage.
It does a surprising amount of damage for how little it costs. It is one of the cheaper techs in our list. And, like, compared to, like, a Tailspin, which has a super long animation as well, the advantage of Cat Attack against a lower armor enemy is it will hit for a decent chunk. Also, it scales off of physical power versus magical power.
And you've also got Uzi Punch on Robo, so you've got good damage there. You've got Heal Beam on Robo, so you can keep everyone alive, and Marl exists.
My sentiments exactly about that character.
Without haste, Marl's a good chemist. She's good with potions.
She's got potions, she's got healing magic. This obstacle is gonna be, well, I'm sorry, not obstacle, the darkness attack. Again, like showing off that black vest working decently. Blackmail, sorry, that you got from the, I believe that was from the fight in Arisdome from the Guardian. But yeah, that's kind of like the thing is like Robo gets kind of relegated to a bunch of these team healing when you're taking so much AoE damage, and you're very reliant on just either cat attacks or auto attacks to come in. So.
And we even see regular attacks coming out from Robo to save the MP for the AoE heal.
That's a bad situation at this point because he's starting to target down Robo, and Robo cannot sustain this up that much. Although, interesting move by Ayla not using some more cat attacks there, because the cat attacks do actually a lot more damage on the whole.
Alright, so the shell is being pushed. The Feral is starting the climb. Both Akuhesh and Lord Batsy are finishing up their factory runs.
We now have pushed the shell, we have climbed the shell, and now Tekenu is inside of the cutscene that lasts 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Also, everyone yell at the shell for screwing up last night's race.
We had runners on a half shell last night. Or was it a full shell at this point?
Well, by the time the glitch was done, yeah, it probably was a half shell and half pointers.
I just really was not expecting Oysters Dalton Plus.
Alright, we see the R series. If you take out 2 of them, or if you take out any of them, the rest will start doing counterattacks, which take up a lot of time and actually do quite a bit of damage. The R series aren't a joke if you can't kill them all at once. I say they do a lot of damage, but I guess the last time that I fought them and didn't kill them at once, I was very low level, because that was, 40 damage. Granted, you could have 40 damage versus times 2 or 3, but at this point, I guess everyone does have enough levels that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, they're a fight that you typically, even in the vanilla game, fight at maybe like level 10 to 15, so...
Alright, so Tekenu has finished the Death's Peak climb, is getting ready to go into Black Omen. Land somewhere and save before you go in, because the lasers are deadly.
Yeah, you definitely want to do that. They only have about 400 hit points when you actually do fight the guards, but...
Alright, there's plenty of shelters left to go through Black Omen. Looks like Tekenu is in a good spot, and we're going to see the Black Omen rush. Akohesh going to unlock magic. So took the 2 extra clears, still had to go through factory. How's the second go mode?
Do you take the Magus
No.
Castle at this point?
No. If you've gone to all this trouble and have unlocked magic, just go up Death's Peak and be done. Akash is saying he's already forgotten what he's done in this run. Since you're here, Akash, maybe you can answer. You had go mode, and you decided to clear both Son of Sun and Eris Dome. Were you looking for Gate Key for quick magic, or was there something else you were looking for? If you remember. Looking for quicker magic. Okay. The Pharaoh making his way across the windy bridge. No problems. Grabs the Soul Tonic while we listen to the Specchio dance song. And Ayla is unconscious. I thought she was maybe taking a nap, but actually got knocked out by one of the incognitos.
Don't think Ayla was healed up after the laser guard fight, so that probably makes sense.
And Akohesh, intentionally or not, is fighting Specchio. And ow.
Well, he did have Luca and Marley at this point, with Ice 2 and Mega Bomb. It should be a fairly quick clear, even at this stage of the game. But Luca immediately got knocked out before I believe she even got her first turn off.
Yeah, Akash saying it was just mashing through. I am so guilty of that so many times. Just A-mash, A-mash, A-mash. Stop talking, you giant blue ogre. Wait, no, I don't want to fight you.
But clutched it. Because the problem is you can't even run from it at that point. You're just locked in. And if you've never had the embarrassing feature of forgetting to save before doing Specchio, and you hadn't saved before you did the last boss, that is a heartbreaking loss.
No, but that fight will not kick you out, though. You just pop right back up and don't get the reward. It is not a game over screen.
It's true, but it's still humbling, though, because you may forget that and hit the reset button anyways.
No, if you do that, yeah, then bad things happen. I did see, though, you got 5 mid-ethers for it. That's kind of nice. That's half a Fritz.
Anytime that you actually complete that boss, when he gets into that section, you get 5 mid-ethers as opposed to the 5 regular ethers, which is kind of the advantage. So again, like a Mega Bomb, a Flare, a Dark Matter, you can get that boss cleared typically in 1 or 2, because they typically have around about a news health, if I remember right. But Pharrell gets through his Elder Lava fight, and he has now pushed the shell, climbed the shell.
So, 2 shells done, 2 shells to go. As the climb up Death Peak begins for Lord Batsy, and Akohesh just slightly behind. And an unfortunate wind gust knocks him off. Oh, Lord Batsy, that's sad. Marl crying at the top of a mountain because her not dead boyfriend is not dead.
I mean, he's still technically in a burrow right now.
That's true. Lord Batsy putting out, good, I'm glad the run where I screwed up the wind was a recorded one. It is recorded forever. No one will ever forget it.
It's okay. That wrecks us all some days.
Akohesh just fell down as well.
Some of us get blown off the mountain. Some of us fall off the bridge.
So the real trick to this is when you get close to the tree, don't run, because if you run into the tree, it will spit you around the tree. But if you're not running, you'll just stay in place. We do see Tekenu is taking on the boss orb and its sidekicks. If you manage to get the kill, you get like 50 tech points, which would be really nice for Ayla, who's looking for a triple kick.
Do you want to make a quick point here for Lord Batsy's side? After dealing with that, they get first cracker skip there, which is a near pixel perfect skip to get to that ladder there.
Yeah, that first set of the crackers is very annoying.
Yeah, at this point we got 2 in Death Peak and 2 in Black Omen, so really close race at this point. And again, like, anything can go wrong. We still have mutants left.
Yeah, there's still the mutant fights. We've got self-destructing lasers on the feral side. Uh-oh, laser spin's not going to do enough damage.
No, it's not.
That's a wipe.
400 damage. You have.
That might be a wipe, because that's going to be 5 self-destructs.
Yeah, it's not elemental. There is no way even Robot survives this one.
That would have been very close. Robo might have survived with like 5 HP if it was low rolled on 2 of them. Yeah, now, when you're fighting those lasers, you have to do you have to do 400 damage. Otherwise, they will blow up in your face. And if you see, if you hit 6 with something that doesn't do 400 damage, reset. You're done. We are seeing some nice skips by Lord Batsy going through Death's Peak. Skipping the Falling Cracker, skipping the that was the Deceased, the Departed, the odd ghost specter scythe thing.
So this is just a words of advice from the guards. The laser guards only have 400 health. So, you're fine as long as you can even use things like a fairly decent level Magus, Lightning 2, Fire 2, Ice 2. Think like 21, 22, at that point you can clear the laser guards out. You can use Fire 2, Lightning 2 typically from Chrono, Water 2 from Frog, Shock from Robo.
Basically anything but Laser Spin.
Laser Spin, Dino Tail, and do not praise Hypnotoad for that. Those are the 3 ones you definitely never want to touch on the laser guard fights.
Unless you have 50 HP for some reason going into that fight, which means you mess something else up somewhere, but then Dino Tail and Hypnotoad become viable. Also, I love the fact that Hypnotoad is going to become a thing.
What are you talking about? All hail Hypnotoad.
Exactly.
But then you're using Frog, so I've got mixed feelings now.
Alright, I need someone to do some pixel artwork. We need to change Frog into the Hypnotoad.
Don't you mean just Frog Squash?
No. Change the actual Frog sprite into a Hypnotoad sprite. So that Frog walks around with the glowing eyes the entire time.
I'd just rather, instead for Frog Squash of it bouncing down like that, if it just came all hail Hypnotoad and did the eye wiggle instead, you know what I mean?
I mean, that would be very cool as well. Tekenu is making his way. We're about a third of the way through Black Omen on Tekenu's side. The Feral is 2 or 3 minutes behind him. And we have dueling lava shells on the bottom half of the screen. Thankfully, these have heads that you can hit.
Alright, but again, like, this Elder Lava spawn is not holding prisoners right now. Definitely going after these runners. We had Frog down on Batsy's side, Aku lost Luca. Just not fun times. But we're getting through the panel fights, and I believe Takanu is going into the new shop soonish. Yeah, like one more screen there in the new shop. So he takes the scouter side instead. Do we see what the scouters dropped?
I have not. I did not see what the scouters dropped.
Like it's kind of weird to take the Flyclops over the Ruminators or the Rubicontes.
I apologize. The validation cat is meowing. It is hungry. My cat is threatening to run away into it. Oh, watching the Feral taking the fire hit from the boss. This guarantees you get the sidekicks down, but the boss orbs are no joke. Why is Tekenu taking these eyeball fights? I believe he's looking for a triple kick from Ayla.
I mean, makes sense. Pharrell also needs it for Fire 2 for Luca, I believe, at this point. No, wait, Fire 2 was earlier. Never mind.
Now, Tekenu does not have Luca or Magic unlocked, so it is purely for Ayla and triple kick. So all four characters have completed the Death Peak fights. We see Akuhesh summoning the Black Omen, Lord Batsy about to summon the Black Omen. Tekenu is in the new shop. Be very careful, do not wake up. Waking up kicks you out of the Black Omen.
So we saw a rainbow and we saw moon armor here. Inside the chest.
Tekenu and Akuhesh are the only ones who could have had Chrono and a rainbow. Did I just see Prism Specs for sale?
So, what's that? Yeah, you did.
Okay.
I mean, it's good on Marl. And decent on. It's also good on Ayla.
Prism Specs and Mega Elixirs and Amulets and regular Elixirs. This is a stacked shop.
You will want for nothing here.
Alright, Akuhesh is opening up some sealed chests for some extra items. The Pharaoh is taking the first of the two elevators that have one of the worst sources of RNG in Chrono Trigger. We can't control how many fights you have. It can be 0, can be anywhere from 0 to 3. Was that a pair of sunshades that just dropped for Akuhesh?
I mean, he's already got Ribbon, so the sunshades would be going on potentially Luca at that point.
But I mean, if you have sunshades, you have Robo Ribbon. I mean, you're gonna be able to buy some Prism Specs.
You also found an omelet there.
I'm sorry. Did you say an omelet?
Yes.
Okay. I know what you meant, but I was just like, okay, it is nearly 10 o'clock. I should be asleep. I was not sure if I misunderstood or if I was just that tired.
You're good. I call them module heads and Prism helms as well, so. It's always a nice meal when you get something that good for a accessory early on.
Alright, so take a news screen is taking on the Cybots that cast chaos on your entire party. Actually makes for a very scary fight. No, I noticed you said you'd want new thing. I wasn't going to give that one the benefit of being noticed.
I felt the anger.
Yeah, I was like, no, I heard it. I'm not gonna deal with it. The omelet one though, that one got me. We're saying Tekken seems desperate for techs. Meanwhile, Lord Batsy running from goons, which are a source of techs, because, well, I mean, no, he unlocked magic, so
4,000 EXP, 40 tech points. It's a lot of tech points.
Yeah, because we need flair, or at least we would like flair.
Flare is mainly going to be helpful for the obviously the potential fight that we get with a mutant here, which I believe we're guaranteed at least one at this point.
I think we're guaranteed to fight at least one mutant. I was gonna say we're guaranteed two, but no, Elder Lava Spawn could be replaced. Could replace one of them. Although
isn't it regular lava spawn?
It would be regular lava spawn. But if regular lava spawn appears, then we would still get... There are 3 bosses here, and I think there's only 1 non-mutant left.
You are correct. There are a total of 6 dual-part bosses in the game.
And 3 of them are mutants.
2 of them are lava spawns, the other one is your standard Zombor, which we fought on the bridge, so...
Okay, just noticed something is dropping Tabin Helms. So, Luca can have a full set of Tabin gear.
That is always a source of great, in my opinion. Plus 10 magic defense can only ever be trumped by a Prism Helm with plus 9 defense and status resist, but with Sunshades, with Prism specs, like, you are kitted out this run. We have the Robo's Ribbon, we have the Hero Medal, we have Prism specs, we have amulets, we have just a lot of things going for us at this point in techs.
And I see, like, I was gonna say, I see Luca's about to learn Fire 2, which means you'll have Antipode 2 for Zeal 2. So you could do Antipode 2 Uzi Punch strats, Antipode 2 Heal Beam strats, Fire Tackle Marl Throws Potion strats.
Again, just a wide variety here. And the thing is, like, with Dropkick, I believe it? No, that was Diotail, sorry.
Blaze Kick!
Still looking for Dropkick.
I could get Blaze Kick for... No, we can't get Blaze Kick because no one else is using Ayla.
Yeah. Cube Toss. They're looking for Cube Toss.
Cube Toss would be available, yes. If we can get Beast Toss.
Where was, did we see where Ice is yet?
I
may have an Ice hit.
Marl has Ice too. So, you can get, it's not Cube Toss, yeah,
it's Cube Toss for Ice too, but, Cube Toss would be fine. I meant for Ice, if we saw Ice, because Robo Tackle's next for Robo.
That's true. Triple Kick is the last tech. Oh, rip Ayla.
I know that feels so hard. Tech you're always looking for is last tech.
We're talking about how everyone is so sad that Flare or Triple Kick is the last tech. We had big discussions and even a flag set made to make that happen more often.
I'm down with it. I love a good grind. I'm not unfamiliar with the level 40. It's good to punk lava some days.
I don't know if Cecil could tell us, or maybe if it would need to be Angriel. Can you tell us how many people have actually rolled a seed that uses the balanced tech flag?
That is
because I am kind of curious if anyone actually uses that.
I would, you know what? I need to do one of these runs. Like once I get done with the weekly seed, one of those, it's something that I'm going to add to my list. I've done Legacy of Cyrus at this point. I definitely need to do one of those because I would be down with that because that is the idea of it being a scaling thing and then requiring the amount of work that you put in. Although, in my opinion, if you do one of those seeds, I would want an early magic unlock. So it's like an auto magic unlock. I would be down for one of those seeds because that would be a fun tech combo to use.
Yeah. There's another Mega Elixir for Tekenu dropping. So that's 2 Mega Elixirs for free. While Mega Elixirs are for sale, with Prism Specs, with Amulets. And Black Omen casually dropping almost... we're nearing 500,000 gold worth of drops already. Angirl says 41 seeds have actually rolled balanced techs. As we see the first mutant fight, I didn't see which one it was.
That is Terra.
Terra Mutant is frustrating. Still better than Giga Mutant. Everyone hates Terra Mutant for the obstacle. I will take obstacle over mana drain any day.
I'm just a little surprised at the use of cube toss here. I know it increases your damage from the combination slightly, but if I remember right, the scaling that comes from the beast toss is not added in, so it should do about as much damage as the ice 2. Because I think the actual physical component is still erased out from the calculation. But again, I need to look at the base code for that.
I think you're right. Also, there's the fact that it only hits one part, where Ice 2 hits both parts.
It's Terra Mutant, so the head is the only thing that matters. But
true.
I mean, getting to see Area Bomb here, though, like it's an underused tech. Showing good knowledge, put Robo in the middle before any of these mutant fights here. Smart move on his part, or their part, sorry.
Alright, and we see a shop going on here. Lord Batsy and Akuhesh both in the shop room at the same time. The Feral is, I believe, heading into the mutant fight.
Oh no.
And Terra Mutant says, Fireballs! I'm going to do more damage than you can possibly have health.
The main source of damage from Tekenu at this point is Marley. And it's going to be the case on all of the mutant fights here. That is a source of worry for me with Tekenu in the lead here.
And another one-shot coming out. You do have Ayla Tailspins doing almost as much damage as Ice 2. That's surprising and somewhat concerning. Did we miss Tekenu bumping all the magic tabs into Ayla? Which actually, for this team, isn't the worst idea.
I can't remember what... I thought Ayla was like a level 28 at this point, so like that seems about average damage for Tailspin at this point to me.
Alright, the Feral is getting ready to start their Terra Mutant fight. The shopping is done by Lord Bassy. The save point is put in. Akuhesh will be the last one to finish up the shopping. Heal Beam for 220 damage, or 220 health. Slightly better than a Lapis. Tailspin costs 10 MP. Ice 2 costs 8 MP. Fair. I just heard a flare. So we know that Luca is ready to just kind of wreck face for a bit.
Again, like, we're seeing the big difference here between running an Ayla, Robo, and Marley versus running a Luca, Robo, and Marley right now. And Obstacle is only slow today, which is not bad.
Obstacle can be cleared by casting haste.
Yep.
So you go from being 50% slower to 50% faster than your base speed.
So Tekenu just got done with that fight. Now, how fast does Pharrell clear this with Flare?
So 155.23 is when Tekenu finished the mutant.
Also, Antipode 3 at this point too, which is going to be about 4k damage. Bam, right there. I am greatly concerned at this point. With Antipode 3 coming up, you have the flare. These other runners are going to be getting flare relatively soonish. This is going to be a tight race at the end here.
We've got 4 minutes between the Feral and Tekenu, basically. Lord Batsy and Akuhesh are both probably another 3 minutes behind.
Okay,
But
did I see a magic score of 12 at the bottom there? Or did my eyes deceive me? Magic is bottom left, right? Of the stats?
I don't know. All right, both Tekenu and the Feral are on the elevators. They are. So we've got Goon fight on for Tekenu. We've got Ruminators for the Feral. The Ruminators died to a quick fire 2. Goons took a little bit longer, give better techs. And then gets the Cybots as well. So that's unfortunate.
Again, elevators can just be the death of your run sometimes. It's unfortunate. It's nothing you can do about that. Sometimes RNG just does not want to work in your favor. As we have a lead change with that alone.
And we're seeing fire 2s and flares go off that are making short work of the fights that took both the Feral and Tekenu longer. The Feral should have flare at this point, or at least fire 2, but no, there's flare. So they'll be catching up, and the fights with Tekenu are just going to take a little bit longer. And chat pointing out Tekenu no longer gaining TP. That's correct. That means Ayla has triple kick.
Which is sad because that means their best tech right now is still going to be Cube Toss. For dual techs. You can't really use it against other a lava spawn, but again, triple kicks is going to be the thing that you want to see. You definitely want to see a lava spawn here if you're a Tekenu fan.
Yeah, you have to have a lava spawn to have a shot. And even then, I mean, the other 3 runners are going to have Uzi Punch available.
They're going to have Fire Tackle.
They're going to have Fire Tackle available.
And I know all of them at this point have a Kaiser Arm because I saw a Kaiser Arm drop earlier, so.
And Marl's going to have a Valkyrie, so she'll actually do decent single target damage with auto attacks if you wanted to do that.
That's a bigger find than a lot of people give it credit, because it makes Marley actually a decent threat. She can do 700 to almost a K damage if she's a decent level, so...
Yeah, Marl's auto attack damage with her bows is surprisingly high. We're seeing a high HP Dino Tail. I'm guessing that's just...
That's probably just a menu.
A misclick?
Oh, we got Mega Mutant, though. Oh, that's actually huge.
Mega Mutant is the second best thing that Tekkenu could be hoping for.
That means you can Cube Toss it. Oh, that is massive, because Cube Toss is actually one of the better techs to use here. It has that vertical AoE, so you can get both of them at the same time.
No, Cube Toss still only hits one target, even though it looks like it should hit multiple.
Ah. But you're going against Antipode 3 at this point.
Yeah. You are going to get another obstacle, so Robo Luca gets slowed again. But we'll just be casting Haste instead. While Terra Mutants are going to town on Akuhesh and Lord Batsy.
It's like, no, no, Cube Toss definitely hits multiple targets because you can't use Cube Toss against lava spawns. You will hit the shell when you do them.
Dipwood joining us in chat says, "This is weird. It doesn't look like Magus Castle." No, Magus Castle Go Mode was found by one of these four runners, and is a reasonable route to take if you got an early pendant, but also managed to find a very quick Omen.
But I mean, at this point, Pharrell is in a comfortable spot here against the Mega Mutant. That's the third Antipode. He's going to kill it.
All right, there goes that. It's 201.30. So we'll be able to get a check. When we left the Terra Mutant, Pharaoh was about 4 minutes behind Tekkenu, and now it's a one-boss lead.
So the big thing is, if you're a near runner when it comes to this one, and you see blue with the mutant, that's always Mega Mutant. That means they're vulnerable to physical damage. You can use physical damage against them. So do not be afraid to do that. It's a little bit difficult to understand the differences between Giga Mutant's palette and Terra Mutant's palette, and I get you on that one. But Mega Mutant is always blue.
Alright, we see what would be the Elder Lava spawn. It is a lava spawn. So that is probably the best news Tekkenu could be hoping for.
Triple Kick is going to carry you through that fight. You've got Uzi Punch. Marley can do some hasting potentially.
Yeah, because I mean, you can do Fire Tackle Haste. You can do what was it? AoE? Maybe that was moused over double V bomb. I was gonna say, what is AoE hitting in Fire Punch and
that was a double V bomb.
Okay.
But you can see it's like the Fire Tackle, even with just a basic Kaiser Arm, is doing some decent work here with the Rose Ribbon.
All right. Akuhesh and Lubatsi both cleared their mutant fights. Gone through the elevators. I did see Akuhesh got Ruminators. I don't think Lord Batsy got anything. They are in the room with the Mega Mutant. 4,000 damage Fire Tackles.
Yep. Robo's Ribbon, and I believe that's a Prism spec potentially on Luca. Let's see if she gets the... Yep. Okay, yeah, that was a Prism spec Luca as well, so that makes sense at this point. just go in at this point if you really wanted to. Like, you've done 2 of those fire tackles, you only need potentially about 1,000 more damage. You got a Valkyrie.
Now we got a haste onto Luca, who's sleeping, so sleeping faster. And basically 3.5 minute difference between the Feral and Tekenu. Feral's just finished up the Lava Spawn, Tekenu just finishing up the Mega Mutant as Lord Batsy starts the Mega Mutant fight. And Akuhesh is making his way to the Mega Mutant rooms. Got to get through these 2 Tubsters and possibly a couple of goons.
Question. You have a Prism Spec Luca. You have a Robo's Ribbon Robo. Do you go full bore in on the Mammon?
Ooh. I don't know. I don't think that I would. I am definitely afraid of Mammoth Machine's counterattacks. And Fire Tackle, I guess it's Fire Elemental, so it does get converted to damage against you as opposed to defense. Maybe if I also had Ayla, and so I was doing like Fire Tackle triple kicks or something, then maybe. Probably not with Marl.
Really depends on how high Ice 2 would roll. I agree with you on that one.
Alright, so we now see the Elder, or we see the Lava Spawn fight going. Triple kicks for 2,100 damage. An Uzi Punch.
Ice Tackle is pretty legit, as Chad said. You do lose, on average, I would say about 20 to 25% damage. But like when you're hitting for about 4K, it's not that much. You lose 3,200 to 4K. They're pretty similar in term counts.
Yeah, so we see Lord Batsy has now finished their Mega Mutant fight as well. Just for comparison's sake, Triple Kick plus Uzi Punch is doing about 3,300 damage. Fire Tackle is doing 4,000 some odd damage. So that's not good for Tekenu. That's your big damage focus is the, oh, I can do Uzi Punch and Triple Kick and have 2 massive techs, and 2 low MP cost techs are out damaging you by nearly 30%. And the Feral is doing the Mammoth Machine fight, going straight in, Antipode 3s and Heal Beams. Trying to get the health up enough to survive the counterattack, or hopefully not have a counterattack if Antipode 3 does enough damage.
That's an interesting play here.
And now we have Ice Tackle coming in. Spreading the dual tech love around, Ice Tackle doing almost as much damage as Triple Kick and Uzi Punch combined. And that's a combination of Tackle and Ice 1. But the counterattack comes in and Feral is wiped from the screen.
So, rough math, again, just proving it right there. Fire Tackle's hitting about for 4K, and the Ice Tackles are hitting just slightly behind at about 32, so great text to use here, super cheap. Again, the problem with these teams are their speed. That's where you have to make up the values for them.
And we see Lord Batsy taking on the Lava Spawn. Robo is asleep. Luca was confused. No, got hit by Chaos, but didn't get confused. Akuhesh starting the fight. We have round 2 with Zeal going. We see haste going on Luca. I would say in the future, not using haste is a good idea, because you're not going to be in this fight long enough for haste to make a difference.
Zeal 1 only has about 5,000 hit points, so you can clear it with a single attack or 2 attacks. And for the most part, what I like to see here is if you're playing it super safe, you have Mega Elixirs here. You can Mega Elixir before you do your second attack in with your third party member, and go into the main machine fight with full magic and full health if you're not confident on the menu glitch.
And speaking of, we're not seeing the Feral get that menu glitch. There is the possibility of entering a menu screen between Zeal 1 and the Mammoth Machine. As Zeal 1 fight is starting on Tekkenu's side, Lord Batsy is just finished up with the Lavo Shell, and the panels for that matter, and is starting their Zeal 1 fight. And
we're seeing the prep here on Pharrell's side. He does still use an attack.
You can get away, I think, with just one attack. You'll survive the counter for just one. I think. Luca and Maro would be the scariest ones because they do have the lowest HP. And they do make it through with 80 HP left.
At this point, trying to heal up right before getting into the Zeal 2 fight. Again, you cannot get a menu glitch before Zeal 2. Makes perfect sense. Mana Machine should get wrapped up with this attack right here.
Alright, there is a cleared Mammoth Machine. Tekkenu and Lord Batsy both starting at the same time. Almost. But we did get a menu glitch for Lord Batsy as well.
So 2250 and 920. So we're looking at about a total of 3100, 31k versus 4.4k from Pharrell's side here. But again, the Mana Machine only has about 10 to 12k health typically. So I don't think he actually has the damage here to go full in.
Alright, and I'm just watching as we have combined attacks. Almost similar strategies on both Tekkenu and Lord Batsy's side. I'm kind of afraid of both of them getting nailed by the counterattacks. Double V-bomb going off on the Pharrell's side. Fire Tackle does more damage. Lord Batsy first through the Mammoth Machine. Tekkenu going to be just behind.
And Akuhai is getting the menu glitch for the Mammoth Machine. So these are all very close at this point. We can have a lot of variance right here.
I mean, if one person takes a little bit too long, you see a Shadow Gear come out, or a Hexagon Mist, heaven forbid, come out, or you get the very trolly halation into laser shot as opposed to halation into MP Buster, and someone dies.
I know. Pharrell seems very practiced at this fire tackle strat. That is always comforting to see as a runner.
Did see that they're saying Pharrell already burnt one of the Mega Elixirs. You got two. You just want to save one for the halation that is coming out right now. The question is, do you try to squeeze in an attack, or is Luca going to go down?
Yeah, that is terrifying at this point, because now what do? Do you go for your revive? Do you go for your Mega Elixir?
If it was Marl, I wouldn't worry about it, but it's Luca. You got to have her for the fire tackles. And on Tekkenu's side, Robo and Marl are both down. That fight is going to struggle. We're probably going to see a Shadow Gear there.
Aku is now in the fight at 13:55. And we have the last section from Pharrell. He's already past that point at this point for halation. He needs exactly one more fire tackle to finish his fight.
All right, we see an elixir going down on Lord Batsy's side. We're waiting for the fire tackle to come out. Laser shot goes up. Robo is still low. There's the dark gear on Tekkanu's side. Doing 300 damage to Marl. Ayla actually gets healed. We see a fire tackle coming out. Is this going to be enough? And there goes the hands. 214.46.
Hexagon miss coming in from Tekkanu's side. That is going to be extremely scary.
Oh, two people get healed.
The blue mail is coming in play today. Oh. $4K from Lord Batsy here.
So the Halation MP Buster coming out. Unfortunately, it's on Lucas, so you've got to heal her back up. There's an elixir to bring her back up to full mana.
Good news is, Batsy at this point, I believe, should be very close at this point. Should be one more after this, potentially. Nope, that was the last one.
215.33.
You're looking for 10K to get to that halation. You're looking for 20K to get the kill.
We're going to be getting very close now on the... There's the halation for Tekkanu.
So the MP Buster coming out as well. I know that Aku's probably going to be finishing relatively soonish here. He can just leave Marley down if she goes down with 46K coming out. It's one more and he's done. So using the Hyper Elixir to give as much safety as possible and then going in for the last fire tackle. Tekkanu should be getting very close at this point. He's probably about 1 or 2 at this point.
And we are done with Akuhesh. 217.12. And now we are getting very close. Should be seeing the last attack here on Tekkanu's side very shortly. And there he goes, 217.52. So, of our runners tonight, we have all 4 finishing within 3 minutes of one another. An amazing set of races. GG's all the way around. And with that, we are now ready for week 4 of the Async ladder, which is already underway and will be finishing up this Saturday, which hopefully means we'll be seeing another race early next week, I hope.
I hope so too. I mean, where we can fit it in during this weekend, potentially. I know there's going to be some SG Live runs tonight, this week. But yeah, hopefully we'll see that. That closes up on Sunday, if I remember right, for this week.
I believe finishes Saturday, is where it's like end of Saturday or beginning of Sundays when it ends. Because we've done the broadcast on Sundays before. Mian, who was gracious enough to put together the videos for us to stream so that it was much easier than what we've done in the past. Pointing out Tekenu and Aku, who were separated by 40 seconds, was the third closest pair in the race, because there were a pair of racers who were 5 seconds apart and another pair of racers who were 6 seconds apart within the race. I want to say we've got nearly a dozen people running the races.
I'll have to look at those numbers again, because I do want to find out who those closer people were. Because now you got me curious.
But Mian pointing out that I think it's 14 racers this time. So yeah, we've got lots of races going on. Like I said, this ladder is going to finish up. We've got SG races tomorrow. We have the re-race between Dipwood and Azure Kale after last night's unfortunate bug, which is going to be immediately followed by the winner of that match taking on St. Von Jester. That second race will hopefully be here on the Jets of Time channel. The first part of that race, the Dipwood versus Azure Kale, I believe will be on SG. We are still looking for commentator help for that, so if you're available, please volunteer for that. The second race is not on SG. We're hoping to find someone who is able to stream it here. And then we have another one of the SG races that is hopefully on the SG channel on Saturday at 6 p.m. And that is between... Go pull up my notes again. That's between Kayu Katsuki and Akuhesh. So, have fun with your race.
I am not looking for that race. I was dreading whoever I'd have to fight. Like, whether I won or lost against SVJ is going to be... I knew the competition this season. I'm scared of Aku. I do not have a good record against them.
So, lots of races coming up. Hope everyone enjoyed tonight's race and had a good time. And we'll be back on this channel to do week 4 sometime next week, possibly an SG race on Friday night. Lots of good Jets time to be running. Any last words? Got you?
Other than it's pretty late at this point, I'm sorry, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Again, GG's the runners, and hopefully you guys had fun with the seed this week.
All right, that's going to be it for us tonight. Thanks everyone for coming by and watching. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next run. Actually, before we leave, we should go raid. Someone at Speed Gaming is doing something, I know. We should go raid them.
Sure.
Speed Gaming 2. Everyone go say hi to Speed Gaming. Tell them thanks for hosting our runs. Until then, see you next time.